What is going on? We are back for one more show for the night. It is 205 Live, 9/10/18. Shot right in the same place as SmackDown, Lafayette, Louisiana. Listen, you see I got my stuff on tonight? I figured since they were in Louisiana, I could wear my stuff from New Orleans WrestleMania from this April. So I got my hat, got my Wrestle Freaking Mania shirt on. So let's get into the show. It starts with the opening promo video montage by the Commissioner Drake Maverick. They got to do the video as fast as they can because they don't have a lot of time. I don't know if they're doing the show before or after Raw, but either way, they're not trying to hold the people for too much longer than what they are there already. Just as fast as I'm talking is the way Drake Maverick was talking. So I will slow it down now since I've got all of that out. Grand Metalik will fight Buddy Murphy for the first time. And Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher face the Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander and Tozawa. It was a good promo. But they just don't have the time to really do a lot. So I think if they had a little bit more time, maybe if they gave them their own night, like NXT gave them an hour show, they might be able to do a little bit more. Starts with, of course, the first match which is Grand Metalik versus Buddy Murphy. This was a great match, high flying. Of course, because of Grand Metalik, he did about 3 or 4 moonsaws. He did the Middle League pile driver. He did all he could to beat Buddy Murphy tonight, but he just couldn't do it. And Murphy did his finishing move and won the match. He cut a promo after the match, pretty much saying that you can't stop the unstoppable and that he's on a path of destruction all the way to Melbourne, Australia, where it's going to be the WWE Super Showdown. And he's pretty excited about that going into his hometown. Let's look out for that because maybe they might give him the belt in Australia just for the fans to go and give us a great pop out there. Moving on, we see the guy, one of my favorite Cruiserweight champions, Mr. Mustafa Ali, is cleared to come back to action. He was out for a month on an injury that he got after fighting Hideo. It then cuts to another promo of Cedric and Mustafa talking about being out for so long and kind of being mad that Drake put him in this match to see if he's ready instead of just putting him in the main event, being Cedric's partner. And he said, listen, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. You handle this match. Get yourself together. And me and Tozawa, Mr. will handle this match. So that's what he does. And Mustafa has a match with a no-namer. He has a name, and his name is Michael Thompson. But, it's just a body, somebody that he can just beat up on. Just as they're getting ready to fight, Dale comes out. And, of course, is, antagonizing him. It's like, I'm going to watch the match from the back and see what happens. He speaks in his native language first, and everybody's like, what? And then he starts to speak in English. And I gotta tell you this, his English is better than Asuka's and Nakamura. I guess they just don't feel like he's good enough to be in one of the main shows, but his English is. So that's good. Maybe he should help them out with some English lessons and get them going a little bit more. Throughout the entire match, Mustafa is distracted by Hideo, but he still comes out with the win doing his finishing move, the 054. It was a pretty good match. Like I said, all of these matches are quick because there's not too much they can do in such a small amount of time, which is why this podcast won't be that long because the show wasn't that long. Because guess what? I'm almost at the end of the whole podcast, all 4 to 5 minutes of it. Noam Dar and Leo Rush then do a promo talking about each other. And shout out to all of the African Americans getting on the show. Leo Rush, Keith Lee, Ricochet. These guys, the skin is coming, baby. We coming. Coming with a little melanin, baby. We here. We just got to get on the main show, but we on our way. um, after their promo was cut, and I like Lio Rush's shirt. And if you're not spelling his name right, it's Lio. I misspelled the other day, but it's Lio Rush as in Lio. You know they never spell anything correct in the WWE. They're probably gonna take away some of his flair that we used to seeing from him in the independent realm. But listen, you come to WWE to make money, not to be in complete control of your character. But they will be fighting next week. That was made official by Drake Maverick. Oh, then there was a promo with Drew Gulak, Jack Gallagher, and Drake Maverick. Pretty much saying, listen, I don't want any mayhem going on this show. And they're like, oh, no mayhem, man. We're just going to, get this match going. And Gallagher says, well, if anybody's causing mayhem, it's you because you've been so busy or focused working with AOP. Drake goes, well, do you want me to call AOP because I can get them here? Like, no, we're good. So, and they walk away, of course. So then we go to the main event. And the main event, like I said, is with Tozawa and Cedric Alexander versus Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak. Really good match. This was the base of the whole show, was this match here, this tag team. It lasted for a pretty long time. All great competitors. You have Cedric Alexander, who was a high flyer. You have Tozawa, who's a heavy hitter, kind of like a strong style fighter. Drew Gulak, a submission artist. And Gallagher, his groundwork is pretty amazing. He's just so damn pale, and he's okay as a wrestler too. But at the end of it, Drew Gulak makes Tozawa submit, and they win the match. Of course, they did it dirty, and Cedric was pretty pissed off about it. And as they're walking away into the sunset after winning, it cuts to Drake Maverick backstage in his office looking at the show, and the reporter's there, and she's like, well, what are you thinking, Drake? Well, he's like, well, listen, you can't deny that Gulak has been doing better over the last couple of weeks, and he wants this match. And now, after just seeing what I saw, it looks like Cedric wants the match. So he makes, which pretty much is probably going to be the main event for next week, which will be Drew Gulak challenging Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship next week. That's the show. That is the show. So let's go back to the beginning and let's rate the show by each section. Opening promo by Drake Maverick, I am going to give that a 3 because he doesn't have a lot of time to do what he has to do. So I will give it a 3. Grand Metalik versus Buddy Murphy. I enjoyed that match a lot, and I gave it a 3. Mustafa Ali, the promo for him coming back, a 2.5. It was so-so. The one with Cedric and him and Tozawa, a 2.5. It's not a lot to grade on this, but I'll do it anyway. Mustafa Ali versus Michael Thompson. This was a match. It was a poo-poo match, so I'm going to give it a 2. Finishing move. All right. I'm looking at my book, and I gave it a 3. I'll stay with it. The promo with Drake and Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher, a 2. Noam Dar versus Lio Rush, I give it a 3 because I like my main man, Lio. The main event was a very good match, and I'm going to upgrade this from what I said earlier, or what I wrote earlier, and I'm going to give it a 3.5 instead of a 3. Then we have Drew Gulak. Well, not Drew Gulak. We have Drake announcing next week's main event. I kind of don't like that, so I'm going to give it a 2.5. So let's look. 2.5, 3.5, 2, 3. Fold my papers. 2.5, 2.5, 3, 3. I'm giving this show, on a whole, a 3. Like I said, they don't have a lot of time to really do the show, so they're working with what they got. So that is the end of this show. We made 10 minutes. I didn't know if I was gonna make 10 minutes because, like I said, the show is so short in time, but I did. Listen, you know what you do. You know what I need you to do, and that's please go to Instagram and follow us at bearded_wrestling. We're the same thing on Facebook, bearded_wrestling. On YouTube and SoundCloud, it's just straight bearded wrestling. If you have any comments, issues, maybe you might want to come on the show and talk with me. I'm used to doing the show with my main man, Bo. But if you want to come on and do the show with me, you can do the show as well. Listen, it's a professional show. I got mics. I got all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I just had to scale back for a minute, but that's okay because we're back and we're going to be doing the shows no matter what. So you can always hit me up at beardedwrestling1@gmail.com to give us any comments that you would like to give. Also, please comment, like, share on YouTube. We are back and we are steamrolling as fast as we can. Tomorrow is NXT, and we will be doing a podcast for NXT as well, and for the Mae Young Classic. All right? Well, listen, it's been great. I got to go and edit this so we can get this up as soon as possible. Peace.